Hey everyone, it's Zeta. Good evening. What's going on? So the new preview video for the spring seasonal banner has come up, and that's pretty. It's got some pretty cool stuff. I was gonna try and get out a video of this last night, but I just couldn't find a really good way of predicting some of these. Of trying to predict this little shadow screenshot. I had a feeling that Sharina was going to be in it. They dropped a whole bunch of hints on there, say, okay, from the conversations, Spring Camilla saying, oh, you look so good inside a bunny suit, the various other character quotes, oh, everyone looks so awesome in their own costumes, and even that little comic thing where she dressed up as Faye the Owl. I really thought she was going to be the person behind this screen. Looks like the hands gripping a lance and stuff. It would fit. Katria was kind of on the list too there because they were bringing in more units from the previous games, from Rekono Ken and all that. But to see Alphonse in there too, to see Kagero come in, that's a lot of fun. So let's check out the video here real quick, and I'll go over what I see so far before we have the stats out. Give my thoughts on building usefulness, what I've seen in the arena so far, and sum it up with a, hey, what do I think about pulling on this or not? Where could this unit fit inside my team? So with the characters that are special editions, seasonal editions of existing ones. Oh, hold on a sec.
I'm Katria of the White Wings. Please don't ask why I'm dressed like this.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, with the units who are special editions of units that are already out, the stat distributions are typically similar. Sometimes they can be really skewed. I've seen them, but I'm going to go off of this as if they did have the same or similar stat distributions as their currents. So, Katria, she has a pretty well-balanced stat distribution. She's made for dueling. Now, in her cavalry form here for the spring banner, she's got Hugin's Egg, she's got Chill Res, she's like a blue mini Gunthra without the blizzard. So, without that, hey, all your debuffs belong to me. Chill Res is arguably more powerful than Resistance Ploy, simply by the matter of you don't have to have a resistance battle to see if it actually goes off. Hugin's Egg attacks attack and defense rather than attack and speed, so it provides a different type of debuff. It would be an overlap if you had the two of them on the same team, but then again they might actually go after different units, with Chill Res going after the highest resistance, and with Gunthra's ability going after the lowest defense. And then there's the question of will the one debuff activate before the other, because Hugin's Egg may debuff, and then will Gunthra's go after the new lowest defense, or will hers go first and then Hugin's Egg take effect? And I think she's going to be one of the stronger units to get out of this, especially if you're running that cavalry team, and especially if you have Gunthra in there or any other horse mage in your team. That's going to be incredibly strong. Chill Res will take the wind out of an enemy's sails.
Yeah!
And she has, funnily enough, that same turn the back pose.
You know, this outfit, it's a little...
Yes, so Sharina brings the cute. I'm going to go off and say that she'll be resistance and speed focused this time, just by the way that she has the swift stance. She has good skills here. Swift stance, resistance tactic. You can get that from La Rochelle, easier at 4 stars. Munin's Egg provides some good debuffs, attack and resistance, but I am going to question if she'll be one of the top ones to really go after, since I'm expecting fast infantry tome. So you have Sonia, you have Nino. I'll posit that what can Spring Sharina do that Nino can't already do better? The debuff on there, the swift stance, those aren't going to be real dynamic changers. Maybe they will, maybe they're not. These type of skills can be done already but it's not to say she's going to be a bad unit. And I wouldn't I wouldn't be miffed if I had her around on my team. I can find a place to put her. And besides, Carrot Tornado. Who can say no to a Carrot Tornado? Here comes Alphonse, bursting onto the scene, just thrusting forward with power. His stat distribution is like his infantry, of course. Attack and defense, then Sturdy Blow 2 is really going to just complement that. Giant Spoon brings the Wodow effect with Noontime. It makes it a mini Aether. I would equip him with something like Wrath or swap out his A skill if you have that very much lusted after Steady Breath to increase his defense, as well as get the cooldown lower on Noontime to keep himself healing and to keep dishing out that damage with Giant Spoon, no pun intended. Defense Smoke helps him, helps his team, really good on that. I think with him and Katria, they're going to be the powerhouses, they're going to be the ones to pull.
Let's celebrate!
And I can think of other green units like right off the bat who could benefit from that weapon.
No matter how I may be dressed, I carry the honor of my clan with me, always.
Carries it rather heavily. Now, we have Kagero, who, if her stat distribution is going to be the same, I don't think it will be, though. She's usually heavily stacked towards attack, but with this speed resistance bond, I would imagine that she's going to be faster with higher resistance. Her role on this as the first flying dagger user is going to be rather interesting, because just to put it here in these terms, in strategic terms, flyers' strength is in their maneuverability. They don't get bunched up like infantry would when it comes to trying to engage a melee heavy team into combat. So your first rank can approach and get into combat, but your second rank gets often stuck behind them. You have to position it well. You may not even be able to get off a good positioning on there. Flyers circle around them. Flyers have a lot of exclusive skills that allow them better movement. They can flank their opponents much easier, and oftentimes you want to choose your battle with flyers. You control that aspect of the battle, so you may not even want them all into combat at the same time. But infantry, it's a little bit different. So that's why you have ranged physical units of the bows and of the daggers, and that's why you also have the tomes in there. So the first rank can close, and then the second rank is your ranged attacks. For flyers, you don't necessarily have to have much in the way of ranged capabilities on there. You have your ranged mages to do blistering amounts of damage, say like with Spring Camilla, Summer Corin, and Halloween Noe, who are great users of Blade Tome. But they patch that weakness where the melee units, you come across a very physically strong, high defense unit. That's why you have your flying tome units. So flying dagger, I'm going to question of where are you going to put this in your team. So, but then again, lethal carrot, Wodow effect, plus debuffs, plus glimmer. She's going to be dealing some heavy damage out here. Even if she doesn't have her high attack stat, her characteristic high attack stat, or the speed plus these effects with glimmer, and if you manage to put Wrath on her too, it's going to be a heavy damage output. So there's that. She could just be flying around the place, just killing people with vitamin A. So with Goad Flyer, she's meant to be in a flyer team, and that'll probably serve her best. But there's the benefits, and then there's the drawbacks on there. The benefits of being a flyer, the benefits of bringing the debuffs to the flyer team, of the high damage potential, but then again, she's going to have a lower BST as a ranged flyer unit, and there's that need. Is a flyer team going to need ranged physical attacks?
Ninjabit attack.
Well, they can definitely use the puns. I'm really tempted actually just to pull her for the rabbit puns. So the what's it worth to me, should I pull question? Where's the value proposition in this? I think that Sharina is going to be a good unit. She'll be a fun unit. Same with Kagero, good unit, fun unit. Perhaps even in a very powerful one with her skill arrangement. But the ones to pull, the ones that this is going to be worth for, are going to be Springcatcher and Spring Alphons. They're going to bring the real power. They're going to bring the real synergy. So should I pull? If you need those types of units for your horse emblem, then yes, this is a good opportunity to get that sort of power, to bring the debuffs and to bring the raw melee units into on a green color for your horse emblem. I'll be back here later this week when this drops. I may not spend all of my hard-earned orbs here, but I may go into this. I'm going to be happy with any of them on there, but we're going to try and have some fun on there. So join me on that. Leave some comments on here, and we'll pull together and build together. This is Zeta signing out.